make their way to Houston. The Rockets have won 7 of their last 8. James Harden, 7 straight games of at least 30. The league's leading scorer. Celtics and Rockets get us started on TNT. The Celtics and Rockets, called by Marv Albert, Chris Webber, and Kristen Ledlow, and then the Sixers and Jazz in our final doubleheader of 2018. Here inside Atlanta's Studio J, TNT NBA Tip-Off is presented by Auto Trader. Ernie Johnson, Charles Barkley. Shaq is back, and Kenny has the week off. And Candace Parker, you know her from the University of Tennessee. You know her from the U.S. Olympic team. You know her from the L.A. Sparks. You know her from Players Only, baby.
Hey.
Great to have you with us tonight,
Thanks for
Candace.
having me, guys. It's nice to be with you guys.
I'm so glad you're here. I've been wanting to get Kenny fired for years. He is so overrated. He's been dragging the broadcast down. Good riddance to you, Kenny, and them North Carolina Tar Heels.
And look who's back.
Oh, hey, how's
Sharif doing, man?
Sharif is doing fine.
Good. Yeah, were you watching while you were tending to your son?
I was watching you, and I heard what you said, Chuck.
Wait.
I got you.
I just said. I know you were at the hospital every night.
After this segment, me and you, buddy.
Hey, you know what? You know, I've been here for 19 years. You've been here a while, man. When somebody in your family is sick, it touches all of us, and especially when it's a kid. So we just so excited for Sharif, and man, I'm just glad he's back healthy.
Appreciate it, but you're still getting your ass whooped.
And on that note, we begin our discussion of the game you're about to see here on TNT, the Celtics and the Rockets. And, Houston, 3 games over 500, their high water mark of the year. And we talked last week, Chuck, you said when Chris Paul went down, this next week, these 5 games, they're going to go 1-4. Well, they're 2-0 in the first 2 without Chris Paul.
Well, I think what's going to be interesting, James Harden's been unbelievable. And I've said the last couple of years, I think James Harden and Kenny went at me. I think James Harden is one of the most unguardable players I've ever seen in the NBA. Especially Kenny talks about today's rules. We're using today's rules. My question is when these other teams are going to be smart enough to go at him, because James Harden has to do more than any player in the NBA. He has to do everything for this team for them to be successful. But I never understand why the other teams don't attack him. Because Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, LeBron James, those are probably the only 3 players I've seen in my 30 years in the NBA who can give maximum effort on offense and defense. Those are the only 3 players. And I would love to see them say, we're not going to let you just come out here and play on one end of the court.
His low in the last 7 games is 32 for James Harden, league leading scorer. Have the Rockets turned it around in your mind?
Well, I think they did make a turnaround. I mean, obviously, with Chris Paul being out, they're playing, obviously, more through James Harden. But we got to give credit to Eric Gordon. He stepped up huge in these wins. Obviously, Clint Capella, the first Rocket since my man to my left to have 20 and 20 in back-to-back games.
Really?
You didn't know that?
I did not.
I'm dropping knowledge.
20 rebound games.
I'm dropping knowledge?
That.
Okay.
He's had 23 in each of the last 2 games.
And I'm the last person to do that?
That's
Did I get it 3 in a row?
As a Rocket, that was 1996.
No, of course not. Of course not.
You know, that's so much pressure, on James. But Eric Gordon, without Chris Paul, he has to play well also. I mean, because they're obviously 1A and 2A and B. They have to play spectacularly every single night to give them a chance to win. But like I say, I'm going to attack those guys. I'm not going to let them just play on one end of the court. What's going to be interesting tonight is how the Celtics attack them. Because I'm not going to let James just play one end of the court because he's too great on the offensive end.
How about your old team, the Boston Celtics, 20-13 now? They're one of 5 teams in the league with winning records at home and on the road.
They're starting to get it. You know, Barkley made the comment there's just too much talent. And I kind of agree with him because the young guys did it without the 2 veterans. And, they showed that they can play. Now that the veterans are back, the young guys have sort of taken a step back. But I think they're starting to get it. They're, in my opinion, they're right under Toronto as the second best team in the East. But if they can get it together and have the same mentality as a Golden State, they are my favorites in the East. But for now, they are playing pretty good.
Are they second best in the East in your mind?
I think they're second best in the East.
You like them over Milwaukee?
I like them over Milwaukee in the playoffs because you have a guy named Kyrie Irving that can get you, if you get him there, he will get you over the hump. You have an experienced Jason Tatum from last year that played in the playoffs, hit big shots. So those are two guys that are able to really close out games for you, and that's what you need in the playoffs.
You know, I sent you a text a couple weeks ago. You're fantastic on the broadcast.
Players only.
Players only.
Baby.
You do a fantastic job.
Thank you, Chuck.
And I love, like, when you're watching basketball, can you just enjoy the game or you feel like a player coach?
I think it's hard because you watch the game the way you play.
Yeah.
You know, and so when you're watching like a Milwaukee Bucks play, you watch the way that Giannis Antetokounmpo attacks and how he facilitates and gets the best shot. So I think it's hard to just watch it as a fan.
Yeah, I see. That's probably the biggest problem I have when I'm watching the game. I'm saying, like, what the hell is he doing? What the hell is he doing? Like, I just can't enjoy it. So I just want to get your opinion.
The Twitter machine is in full operation. Already a plus.
Brandon,
I agree with you, Brandon.
I love you, Brandon.
I agree with you,
I've been trying to get rid of Kenny the Jet for a long time. I never liked him. Just like Wesley Type said in New Jack City, I never liked his pretty behind.
Hey, you may have noticed on Christmas Day, Draymond Green played Santa for a lucky fan, and Draymond wanted to keep the Christmas spirit alive, so he's got a little something for us tonight. Thank you very much.
Draymond?
Go ahead,
Now,
go
do I
ahead
get
and
to
open
keep
that up.
this?
Wait,
Do I get to keep this, or am I opening
Thanks,
it?
Dave.
No,
No,
Okay.
it's
so I
yours.
get to
You're
keep
here
it?
tonight.
Okay.
You are here tonight.
Draymond got
Oh,
y'all
these are the best of all time.
Thanks, Day-Day.
Hey.
The Beat Studio 3s, as a matter of
Okay.
fact. Studio 3 wireless. Got the
Chuck, where's yours at? Oh, he didn't get you
I
one?
want to punch
obvious noise canceling.
Miss Parker?
Ooh,
That's
these are
okay.
nice.
Miss Parker?
Chuckster. Chuckster.
Blue?
Okay. Yeah,
you go,
those are.
man.
Want to trade?
Yeah, let's do it.
No, as a
Chuck,
matter of fact,
Chuck, you
give them to
cannot,
your baby.
you cannot
Aw,
be,
you're
you
sweet.
cannot be
your daughter.
left out, Chuckster. Check these out. Those are really, really nice.
Yeah. Good look, Day-Day.
Cord, the old school cord. Okay.
You might need a little adapter if you're on
I
the airplane
really
trying to use those.
should have punched him in the face.
Oh, yeah, those are nice
Oh,
ones.
that's nice.
Thank you, Draymond.
Extreme.
I really appreciate it.
Noise canceling.
No, I can hear
Can you
y'all.
hear me?
It's not
Oh,
canceling
okay.
the noise.
I can hardly tell you've got them on. Looks like you're going to the moon.
Thank you, Dre.
Celtics and the Rockets are on the way. We'll be back with more here in Studio J in just a second.